Yep. It's recording in the
Sweet,
cloud now, so it should be like for sure. I
sweet.
don't know what happened. Like I saw the first one go in and I thought it was good. And then I don't know, it was
Mm.
either God seeing that I took that nap or the curse of that white rabbit. But I
Yeah,
don't
that's what I
know.
was thinking. You know, um, I was thinking earlier it might have been, uh, some kind of higher up seeing us,
I didn't
seeing
even think
us.
about that.
They were just seeing us scream into the abyss, and they were like, you know
Is
what? Like, I just want to make sure that they know that they're just screaming into the abyss. So I'm going to take this one away from them. Make sure they know. Yeah,
because who is Dell ran by? Is it like powered by Microsoft?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably Bill
yeah.
Gates
Bill Gates.
or one
Yeah,
of his
he's like,
clones.
yeah, definitely. Probably like first step in getting you into the camp.
That little
Like they,
bastard.
Bill
Stupid
Gates
pink
probably
jacket.
one of the clones, because they probably have millions of clones observing
Yeah.
everything that runs through Microsoft and Dell. And one of the clones came across our session the other night and was like, whoa, 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 big man. Bill Gates got over there, listened to it, was like, okay, we got to get rid of this. These guys are on to something.
He probably has, yeah, like a whole just building full of them. Like you know how China has the 50 cent party where they just pay people 50 cents to comment on like any posts that are like anti-China and be like, China is so awesome.
Really?
Yeah, you get 50 cents like every pro-China comment you make.
Dang, I've never heard about that, but that makes
Yeah,
a lot
so
of sense.
they just got buildings full of people. Yeah. Um,
Dang.
but I did see, did you know they're bringing back the woolly mammoth next year? They're gonna release 100, they're like genetically made woolly mammoths again somehow, and they're gonna be
Really?
releasing 100 of them in Siberia or
I'm pretty sure
somewhere like that.
I like heard something about that. Aren't they gonna have like elephants like carry the genes and like
Yeah, I
birth
think so.
the elephant babies
Yeah,
or the mammoth babies or whatever? That's kind of crazy. And
because that's what they want to do with
yeah,
the guy who's building it. Because I saw it on Infowars. Because the whole thing is that it's it, it's all like funded by InQtel, which is the CIA's like venture capital firm, and the guy that runs it, he like had a bunch of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, and he's like into clones and stuff, and he says he wants to bring Neanderthals back through humans and give them like their own like
what?
yeah, he's like I want to give them their own culture and political force probably that
What?
he can control. But honestly,
Yeah,
I know there's probably some nefarious like agenda behind it, but sounds I kind of like the idea.
yeah, I think they should. I mean, I'd fit right in with a group of Neanderthals. Like I'm trying to go
Yeah,
live with them.
I've always
Yeah.
wondered like I've kind of hoped like if I have like a high percent of Neanderthal, you
Mhm.
know, but I don't know. I've just never taken one of those tests because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
they
don't.
send all that data to China or
Yeah,
Bill Gates, and they probably make bioweapons specifically for like
yeah, and
think
I don't
about if
want
there was
my.
another Holocaust and they could just like look through and be like, this is the DNA we want to
Yeah,
get rid of, you know? Or that's
dang.
apparently the conspiracy is like that if you do like a 23andMe, like
Mhm.
they'll sell your information to like insurance companies and you could get like worse insurance based on like your DNA and how they crack.
What? That's
That's a theory that people
crazy.
have apparently, but I don't
Huh.
know.
Yeah, I
Pretty
don't know.
crazy stuff.
I don't want my DNA like cataloged, you know?
Yeah.
And then so like in case one day they figure out like I'm a multi-genius and they like, I might like misplace a foot in front of the other and the government might have to like suicide me and then they could do like some Men in Black stuff and make make like a clone because I got DNA out there that's cataloged. They could just make a
Oh,
clone of me that didn't know all the stuff that I knew. They could just make a clone that wasn't a multi-genius and
yeah.
replace me. They could just suicide me and replace me with a clone.
Yeah, maybe that's what happens with like some of the people who like used to kind of seem to think on their own, and
Hmm.
then they go like totally the opposite way with like the whole, I don't know, they become a mainstream extremist, and they just get into whatever's being pushed at the moment, like I don't know, like trying to think of an example, but
Are
yeah.
there like any like big groups or like agendas that are being pushed right now through the United States? Is there like, I haven't really like heard of anything lately because we had like like feminist rights and like BLM and stuff like
Yeah,
that, but I haven't like heard of like anything big going on right now. Like I feel like the like social media and stuff like that is way too calm right now. Like there's got to be something going on.
yeah. I don't, maybe it's just the perfect point in time for us to get Atlantis 2 running,
Yeah, yeah,
because I'm
think
s-
it
I
is.
the first part I think is what I'm gonna focus on is making our shitcoin.
Uh,
And I looked into because there already is one called shitcoin, and I don't want to just steal their idea, but also the way it's set up to like support NFTs, and like 1% goes to the guy who runs it. So I just don't feel like it would work out very well for like the
yeah,
currency of our country. So I say
yeah,
we say, yeah, we're kind of have the same name as you, but shits, that being our national currency is it's just too good not to use it.
yeah. And like if they try it, if they like try to like pull something and be like, oh, we had it before you, we'll just like we'll lie to them and say that we had it first.
Yeah, yeah,
Because like, what are they gonna do about it? I mean, you
yeah.
can't change my mind. Once my mind's made up, I had it before you. Even if you did have it before me, my mind's been made up.
I gotta pull up that Prescott Bush quote. I can never remember it.
Uh, but yeah, I have been following through on what I said the other day about like, changing my life and
Yeah,
being a completely different person. Like I've been spreading my word and teaching others.
that's what it's all
Like
about.
just the other day at work, I was helping one of my coworkers out and he's a pretty oblivious man and he spent some time in prison and he smoked some meth and stuff and he doesn't have any teeth. So he's got a brokey mindset. But I had to just tell him, like I had to outright tell him, like I'm a multi-genius and you're lucky to be around me right now. But I can share some wisdom with you. And I told him about how when dogs shit, their anus faces north.
Yeah,
And I filled him in on that information. And when I said that, he was like, "Oh wow, like that makes a lot of sense." Like, because at my house, like on one side of my house, dogs shit facing one way, and on the other side of my house, they face a different way. Like I noticed that, and I was like, it's just science, man. It's just like, you know.
mhm.
And I told him about that, and he just wanted to know more. But I didn't. I
That's the
didn't.
greatest thing you can do is give people that hunger for
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. And I told him about adrenochrome.
Mm,
Yeah. And one of my other coworkers wasn't so happy about it. He's an older guy and he was listening to us and he got pretty upset that I was talking about adrenochrome and the Clintons and
he's a
stuff like that.
little bit of a chai com maybe.
Yeah, so it kind of got me thinking like I can't speak too much around him because like what if he knows somebody, He tries to like get somebody to come and take me out or something.
Mhm.
Because the word's out now at work that I'm a multi-genius. That's just the way that I was born, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it's nothing to be jealous of, you know? I'm
Mhm.
just like, that. Like
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people just,
There's good things about it, but some people just
yeah,
don't know the burden that it is
yeah,
to be this smart.
yeah. And, you know, to the average mind, like to the average, brokey and the average, you
Intellectual
know,
dumbass out there that hasn't
exactly,
that hasn't um that hasn't done their fair share of Patriot research yet.
exactly. They just couldn't understand it. So, and I'm not going to hold that against them, but
Yeah.
but they shouldn't hold it against me for being a multi-genius.
Mhm.
I didn't choose this life. It chose me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and I have done some thinking about Atlantis too.
Mhm.
And I think that the idea that we had where we just get like a bunch of people together and do like kind of a rally and then just march into the sea,
Yeah.
and we can get like one raft, and we can just ride the raft and make everybody follow us into the sea, and then we can sit on the raft and we can drop an anchor in the
Mhm.
sea at a shallow point, and we'll just jump off the raft with everybody else, and we'll just dig down and start churning up the dirt and just make an island.
Yeah.
Because
Huh.
with enough manpower, we wouldn't need like a boat or like an excavator or anything like that. We get some people,
Yeah.
rounded up,
It'd be way more fulfilling for everybody to feel like they're building it too. So
Yeah,
that's what Kaczynski talks about. Everybody has to have the power process, and the most like legitimate way to do it is to be a hunter gatherer, but you can replace that with certain things and to like make you feel like you have control over your life. Like if you're out there like getting your own food and building your own country and then building your own hut
yeah,
and your own little
yeah,
canals with your own those little jet boats we're gonna have
yeah.
all around the islands.
It'll provide everybody with some sort of, it's like a sense of accomplishment, you
Yeah.
know?
Designing our own little I want to get when we take Antarctica, I want to
Hmm.
just have we'll have hovercrafts and I'm going to design like a whole army of little woolly rhinos that will ride.
Yeah,
That's what
because
we're going to bring back.
yeah, dang, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then once they do clone and release like woolly mammoths and stuff, we can be the people to like take them. We'll just go and domesticate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cause you can ride elephants and stuff.
Oh yeah. Elephants are like super smart and stuff.
Yeah.
Like have you seen like the videos of like the elephants like in like South America and stuff? So they like get all dressed up, and then the elephants like get sick and tired of their shit and like start killing people.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
how many people do elephants kill a year? I feel like it's a crazy amount. Like people are scared of sharks, but sharks only
Yeah.
kill like two people a year
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, there's like
And
hardly any
elephants kill
shark
like
attacks.
300.
Yeah,
Uh,
elephants are crazy, crazy animals, man. They're really smart too.
hmm, how many people do elephants kill? All right, in India during hmm, 3,000 to 4,000 people in the last 2 decades.
Dang.
Hmm,
So that's 20 years. That's
yeah,
like,
3,000 4. It's probably like 300 people a year, something like that.
Yeah. Wow. That's that's something to think about.
Hmm.
Can't trust those elephants.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to remember because the last one we did. hmm,
Man, we had some good
ah,
schemes. We had
I
some
know,
good
because that's when
ideas
we
going.
came up with all the ideas. It's hard to like go
Yeah.
back through and like
Yeah.
recreate a podcast that was so
Well,
next level.
we can't recreate it now.
Yeah.
We have to take the
We have
knowledge
to,
that we have in our
yeah,
brains and just work off of it. The people that don't know about it can just never know about it now,
yeah.
you know?
Honestly, it might have been good though. It made me go like, all right, I need to have everything. I need to start taking this seriously. Have everything figured out on this computer, which I don't. If anybody, again, I'm gonna say, if anybody wants to produce this podcast for free and like deal with all the technology, let me know, and we'll get you like 200 shits once we get started.
Yeah, once we get started, yeah. But dang, I was thinking like either yesterday or earlier today, I was thinking that about like some of those movie ideas.
Oh
And
yeah,
that that would be like a really good idea to like make and produce some of those movies and just get them out,
mhm,
you know, because it'll spread the word a little bit and it'll bring in profits,
yeah.
you know. So
We
I
need to get
think
some
as
ideas
soon
that are
as
like
possible.
easier to like make with less money right now,
Yeah,
because like the Chrome, we're gonna need some. It's probably
yeah,
gonna cost a lot to make,
it's
because
gonna need
that's,
some funding.
yeah. Because the only ideas I've had so far, or are like, would be hard to make without a lot of money. I got the Chrome and Gray Area, right? It's a whole
Yeah,
alien abduction movie, because
yeah,
I was listening to some alien abductions and I was getting like freaked out. Like I just feel like if you ever see, this is just a warning to everybody, you ever see owls, you have
hmm
weird memories of owls, that was actually grays and you probably got abducted, and you should be like trying to figure out if you've had missing time or not, because
really.
that's a common thing that grays will screen your memories and replace themselves as like large owls. Or you ever see
Wow.
like, you know those videos where the animals are circling?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always a sign apparently that they're about to get sucked up and apple cored out. Like that happens a lot
Jeez.
before there's like um abductions and
Wasn't that
mutilations and
like
all sorts of
wasn't
sightings like
that like
that.
all something like that was just all over the media like a week ago, like sheep or
Yeah.
something?
I wonder,
Yeah.
and they never like showed what happened to
Yeah.
them.
Did they ever like stop or did they just march to their deaths? You know?
I
Like
don't know.
I don't know either. They
Or do
just
they all get
showed
apple cored out and the Men in Black covered it up? Because that's actually a real
yeah.
thing. Like Men in Black is kind of based off of, but they seem a lot more nefarious in real life, because there's some sort of agency where there's like weird people in suits will show up and be like, don't talk about the UFOs you saw. Or
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Uh dang.
But oh yeah, back to because there were like, I just that some of the descriptions makes you think it's like maybe it's an alien or something, but to me it kind of just supports my theory that all this is like really probably projects that are just unreleased from the US government, and like, or
Yeah.
China or Russia, but it's like we have the best stuff really, and everybody else just copies it like for the most part. And our fastest plane, I said this on the last one I think, but was made 57 years ago. The
Yeah.
the Blackbird, And it's like in 57 years with 1.9 trillion in defense spending every year, they haven't made anything better. Kind of
Yeah, there's
crazy.
no way. Like there has to be, but they're just covering it up. But one thing that I think about sometimes is like, how do we know that the United States has the best stuff, you know? How do we
Yeah.
know that what they're telling us is the truth? Like we
Mm.
could just be like third world or something, and everything they're telling us is just lies.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, because I've never seen Russia. I've never seen China. I've never
That's
seen
true, actually.
I've I've never seen any other country than the United States, you know?
Hmm.
So these things could just be propaganda, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. Huh.
They're just lying straight to our faces about everything.
Yeah. Well, I would bet like if things are how they're portrayed as like
Hmm.
this is how Russia works and China works, it's like still they probably have made something similar or found something similar because that's what Bob Lazar talked about. He said
Yeah.
one of the ships that they had at what's it called? S4, the place next to Area 51 where they had the ships. He said one of them they found in an archaeological dig. Like a
Whoa.
like you've been a crash from like because
Really? From
that's
like a
the
long
thing
time
people,
ago?
yeah, people think about with aliens is like when are they gonna come? It's like what if millions of years ago they already came and there's a
Yeah.
ship buried somewhere. That's what I think we should once we save up enough money and we get all the islands started, you get a bunch of drones, right? And you have them go out in a grid in like certain areas and just like scan everything. And because that if you're a new country and you need to get technology, that's probably the best way to do it is just go get a bunch of drones and just scan everything and see if you can find a ship to reverse engineer. So I think there's probably a
Yeah.
good possibility of that.
Yeah, dang. And like like how we talked about before, like in the Congo, how they just found that like the rock that's like energized.
Oh yeah.
Like, what if that's like part of a ship or like something, you know?
Hmm.
You know, like Transformers. I know I said that last time, but like Transformers, man. Like what
Yeah.
if there's like something going on like that? Because like that was like the whole thing about like the Transformers movies. They were like after a rock, after like a
Hmm.
cube thing, and it was energized and it like uh fueled their whole world.
Yeah. Huh. I
And
don't remember. I haven't seen those movies in a while, but
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of interesting how like all the like mainstream TV and stuff, how much like predictive programming there is
yeah,
and how much it plays off of like I don't think it's a coincidence that the um Endgame with all the Avengers and all them,
uh,
it's called Endgame and Alex Jones's main documentary that came out
yeah,
like I don't
called
know 10 years ago or
Endgame, yeah,
whatever is called Endgame and it's about how the global elite want to like wipe out most of the population. And that's the same thing that
and
goes on in the
Avengers, yeah,
Marvel movie. So it's kind of
dang,
interesting. And same thing with like when you see those videos of Klaus Schwab where he's like, we should consider what a major cyber attack would look like. Power shut down,
yeah,
transportation shut down, hospitals shut down. It will be nothing compared to what COVID-19 was. And
yeah,
he like talks like an evil villain, but it's like real. It's like how is this stuff? It's kind of crazy.
yeah. But that is like that's very truthful, like the things that he's saying though. Like if
Yeah,
something like that, like a shutdown happened like that, everything just like a like a global EMP, yeah. And
I feel like that's
dang,
the next thing they got planned because he said that, and then the Chinese balloon flew over,
Hmm.
and now everybody's talking about like a EMP thing, and they're getting everybody all afraid of that. So I feel like that
Nice.
could definitely be their next plan. I also saw that they like how they did Event 201 like a couple months before COVID came out. They're like, we should do a practice scenario for what if there was a COVID virus that came out? How would we handle it? It's like, and then they have one called like Sears 2025 or something for
Hmm.
like some virus that's going to come out of South America is the practice scenario.
Dang.
So this could have just been like a test run, to
Yeah.
like see how people would react to like a virus that like didn't do much and vaccines that didn't really work, and like if there were how much pushback there would be, and then they go for the
Yeah.
real thing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Dang. I just, I wish that I could know like what the truth was about everything like that,
Yeah.
because there's got to be some kind of truth to it, some kind of like actual real like reasoning behind all this stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, can I just I'm getting worried that this is gonna like disappear somehow. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
stop it and make sure it went in.
All right.
Uh, I don't know if there's a better way to record other than Zoom, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
now that I got the pro plan, I'll just figure out how to make this work. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, where were we? Uh,
Mm. Um,
UFOs.
something like
Um,
that. Man, I can't remember.
uh, what
Hmm.
else is there to talk about? The movies.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the musicals, those might be easier to make starting off, but
Yeah, they'll probably be a little bit more low budget, but definitely still a good cash grab.
mhm.
Uh Dang. You know what we should do? We should we should go out and recruit homeless people.
Yeah,
And just
that's
like
perfect.
I don't know what we should have them do yet, but we could go out and recruit homeless people and then like just start doing something with the homeless people, you
Yeah,
know?
I've kind of tried doing this because a lot of people don't see the homeless the right way. They go, "Oh, that's sad." They go, "They shouldn't be out here," or they can't put their tent here or whatever. I say they just need capitalism. They just need someone. That's kind of what I do, honestly, is them making uh oh, I think it went through. Let me check. All right. Um, oh yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I think this is all set up. This should be
Nice.
pretty stable to like
Yeah.
seems to be working. If I just keep track all my files and stuff, because it really got out of hand. Like if you go
Yeah.
through all the stuff I have at Acre, it's like it would take days to go through it all and figure out like, is there anything here? It's like maybe I should just delete it all and move on. But then I got to be
Yeah.
careful about that too, because like I remember I was working on some music like last year, and
Hmm.
I was like, I need to free up some space, and I figured it was like already in Studio One, so I was like, I can just delete all those loops and stuff, and then it just erased it
Oh,
all. So
dang.
I'm worried I'm gonna like get too caught up and like end up deleting like half my. I need like sir I need personal assistance. you know?
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
visionaries, multi-geniuses like us.
Mhm.
That's kind of my plan, is to like, I have the ideas and then people can kind of do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing. I never thought of it that way.
That's the point you want to get to, is kind of a pyramid scheme, but not like, um because people are always like, you're going to be a lot more successful if you have like, um I forgot what I was trying to say. I need to be watching more Alex Hermosi and motivational stuff, but I don't know.
Are you a highly caffeinated person?
I was trying to be, but I feel like it was throwing off like my sleep and everything.
Really?
Yeah, like
Dang.
I don't know what I feel like I would be more efficient and like clear headed if I had a schedule. Like, all right, I get
Mhm.
up every day at 8, you know?
Yeah.
But
I don't
then it's
know.
like,
I try to caffeinate myself as much as possible every single day. Like
yeah.
I'll wake up in the morning and I won't eat anything, and I'll drink an energy drink, even though like that's like one of the worst ways to caffeinate yourself is like an energy drink or like a soda pop.
Mm,
But like I'll drink an energy drink the first thing I do in the morning. And then like if I have to like run somewhere for work, if I have to like run to a store or something, I'll stop at a gas station and get a coffee, just black,
yeah.
and just caffeinate as much as possible. Go to lunch, drink another energy drink. And you know, once you caffeinate so much, your body just like allows it. Your body just flows with it and your mind runs so smooth, like
Oh,
a well-oiled machine, you
yeah.
know? Like you gotta keep caffeinating as much as possible, and then when it's time to go to sleep, like you just have to
You
just
get
tell yourself.
That's what I need to do. I need to get some knockout from InfoWarsStore.com.
Yeah,
It's like,
there
can
you
you
go.
not go to sleep? Because
Yeah.
from the the rays coming down from the moon, try knockout from InfoWarsStore.com.
Dang, yeah, I need to get on some supplements. Like I need to get on some brain force.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we should make our own supplements though, because like uh with this what was it, super male vitality that I was on, like I
yeah,
felt like it was working for a while, but like part of me kind of wonders if I'm gonna like end up like like I don't really know um like what it does. You know what I mean? Like I don't
yeah.
really know what horny goat weed does to you. And I don't want to end up
Oh no,
like that guy
horny goat weed.
with the huge arms and the tiny nuts, you know?
Oh no, no, no. No, horny goat weed. My uncle used to get that from like the nature store in Salmon, and it's just like a male like supplement pill. Like horny goat weed is just like naturally good for men, and I don't know why,
Nice.
but it
Maybe I
is.
should just be taking that straight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
Because
uh what's the other one? I used to take it all the time. It's called B complex. It
B
was a
complex.
supplement.
Hmm.
And you like supposed to take it like right in the morning or something, and it like energizes you for the day
Yeah.
and
Huh.
gets you like going. I used to take that often.
Hmm.
But one thing, if you get highly caffeinated, if you're a highly caffeinated person, you don't want to like be highly caffeinated throughout the day and then like toss and turn at night and you can't sleep or anything. Like
Yeah.
if that's the case, just don't sleep.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was
Just
thinking.
don't sleep.
Because
And
that's
then
a
and then like the next day, caffeinate and just caffeinate and caffeinate, and then that
Mm-hmm.
night you'll eventually sleep, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually your body's like, all right, we gotta sleep. And that'll be the most that'll be the most like blissful sleep of your life because your body makes you do it, you know?
Yeah.
But you just gotta
Yeah.
keep
Maybe
pushing.
you shouldn't have a schedule. You should just go, go, go. Because that's how I
Yeah.
felt after I did that last podcast. I was like, it's time. Like I'm
Yeah.
ready to make a cryptocurrency and go dig an island right now. And I was like,
Hmm.
but then I was like, I gotta get up at 5. So I went to bed and then I was like for like 2
Yeah.
hours. And
Yeah.
it was
You
bad.
just I just when stuff like that happens, I just don't sleep and I just
That's a
stay
way
up
to
all
do
night
it.
and I just educate my brain. I just feed my brain knowledge. I just research and
Hmm.
watch things and listen to people and educate myself. And then I just don't sleep. And then when my alarm goes off in the morning, I just shut it off, smile at my alarm, say, not today, fucker. You're not getting me today. Like I beat you this time. Get
Uh-huh.
up, caffeinate, caffeinate all day
Caffeinate,
long.
caffeinate, caffeinate.
Yep. And then, but the worst thing you can do if you're a highly caffeinated person is like um fall into subject of other things like sleeping aids. The worst thing to do if you're a highly caffeinated person is to
Hmm.
fall into the arm of sleeping aids because then you'll never you'll never sleep right and you'll never be awake right because the like like take like melatonin for example. The melatonin will be fighting you all day while you're trying to caffeinate. But then the caffeines can be fighting you all night when you're trying to sleep with the melatonin.
Hmm.
So it's just gonna go back and forth. But you gotta buck up and just let the blood flow to your testicles. And when you can't sleep, just don't sleep. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. When your mind is beating down on you and saying like we can't sleep right now, we gotta keep going, we gotta keep pushing right now.
Hmm.
You listen and you just push. And you don't
Hmm.
sleep, you just be a man about it. And when it's time to get up in the morning or time to get up whenever, you get up and you do it. You scratch your nuts and you shake everybody's hand.
Hmm. Oh,
Yes.
you know what I also heard? If you wait an hour and a half, so I think this is like the ideal thing to do. Wake up, same time every morning,
Hmm.
and you wait an hour and a half for your sleep chemicals to burn off, and then you get highly caffeinated. Because apparently
Really?
then you'll like stay evened out throughout the day and you won't have like any type of crash or like
Uh,
it'll keep you evened out once you burn off those sleep chemicals for the first hour and a half of being awake.
dang.
Dang, I'm all stuffed up. So I'm like Zelensky in here. Here, you see that video where he's like,
No, I haven't.
that honestly, that might be kind of fun just to run a country just on Adderall or Coke or something.
You
Because I
know,
feel like that's how you got to do it
yeah,
when you're in that position.
I would love to have some Adderall every day of my life. Adderall, if I
Mm,
had Adderall every day of my life, I would have already ran a country. I would have ran 3 countries by now. Like
mhm.
Adderall makes stuff happen.
Yeah,
Adderall in my mind
a
just
miracle drug
oh goodness
solves everything.
gracious, man.
Like
Goodness gracious.
if I had had an Adderall, that podcast would have still been on the computer. Like technology, when I took it that one time, technology made perfect sense to me. Like that's the
Yeah,
only time I've actually been like proficient on Studio One, and I've been like, this, I'm making good stuff right now. And I was like,
dang. Yeah, I mean it does crazy things to your mind and it just makes you so
yeah,
like in tune with things.
they want to, and they want to stigmatize medicines like that.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
free
they
your
wanna like
mind, and it's
they wanna like
crazy.
that's
Nicotine,
it's like
cocaine, Adderall,
yeah, they wanna like
caffeine.
they wanna make sure that you know about it. They wanna be like they wanna hold it right in front of your face. Maybe let you get a little sniff once and then they just yank it away. They just pull it right away. They don't let you have it, And it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense because if you had a group of people, if you had, just a group of like good old boys and
Hmm.
just fed them some Adderall and made sure they were highly caffeinated. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, things would happen, man. Things would happen.
Like, apparently that's when they think like the whole industrial revolution and all that stuff happened is when coffee was introduced. When people started
Really,
drinking coffee, like
really.
everything just got turned up a notch and started moving
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, dang. That makes a lot of sense though, because there's a lot of people that a lot of people and they weren't caffeinated. And
Hmm.
then like they just started getting caffeinated and dang, that makes a lot of sense. You know, uh like I said before, like I'm starting my journey as a motivationalist, but I'm not gonna be like those like stuck up bastards.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be like an Andrew Tate type.
Hmm.
I don't really follow up on much that Andrew Tate does. Like I'm not gonna get down on my knees and suck Andrew Tate's dick. You know, I
Yeah,
don't I
because
don't
that's
have a
that's like the
I don't have
weirdest
a
thing about
broken
it. It's
mindset.
people are like Andrew Tate is bringing me my masculinity,
Yeah,
and then people are like, what am I gonna do without Andrew Tate? I
yeah,
can't be a man without him.
yeah. You gotta wake up in the morning, realize that you have a pair of testicles, that they produce testosterone every day. They just pump that stuff through your body. I don't know if your
Hmm.
testicles make that shit, but whatever makes the testosterone, that's
Yeah.
pumping through your body because you got a pair of nuts. Like just buck up, wake up in the morning, look in the
Hmm.
mirror, scratch your nuts, spit in the spit in the face of the mirror, piss in the shower,
That's
and
what I
then
do. I get
yeah,
up, cold shower. I get fired up.
that's what you gotta do. You just gotta wake up. And the
Hmm.
second you wake up, you gotta take the day by the balls. You can't let the day work you over or nothing. You just gotta wake up, sprout up, just boom, boom.
Yeah.
I mean, just go nuts, go ham for it
Hmm.
all
Sometimes,
day, every day.
sometimes I don't have that motivation. But recently, what's helped me is just Atlantis 2 needs me, and that's what
Yeah,
that's what all you guys got to do out there too. When you wake up in the morning and you're like, how should I start? What ah, you know, just remember Atlantis 2 needs you, and you have to keep going.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, it's just, it's crazy what you can do with your own mind sometimes.
Hmm. And
Uh,
people might think this idea is too big, but something I was just hearing, if you want to bring in level 10 talent, and then you have to have a level 10 idea. You have to have a huge uh idea that could have incredible gains from it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
as hard to build up a small business by yourself with a bunch of brokies than to build a country and pull in the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, dang,
So that's
that's
that's the way I'm thinking about it right now.
it's a good way to think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time pulling together some mediocre plan with a bunch of brokies, but you're gonna have just as hard of a time to pull together a mastermind of a plan with multi-geniuses.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, but I just want to reach out like right now and put my hand into the abyss and say if there's any multi-geniuses, like don't be a brokey and say, no, 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 no. I'm good enough. I'm good enough to help. No, I need real multi-geniuses
Mhm.
and real people. We all need real people right now for Atlantis too. We got to
Yep.
come together. Just reach out, say something, speak a word.
Mhm.
Just shout into the abyss and I will hear you.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, that's what we need to do. We have all these different things that we can do, and if we have one person that can focus on them individually and give that
Yeah.
advice to other people, like once I figure out this investing stuff, and basically my plan is to just use any extra money, just save up. And people try to say you should motivate yourself by like, this is the house I want, this is the car I want, I'm gonna put it on the wall.
Mhm.
No, you gotta motivate yourself with more like motivation. You got I don't have that there, that when I make it, when I save up, you know I have, when I gamble this and I get super rich, I'm just saving up so I can get more puts and gamble more and get even.
Yeah.
That's how your outlook has to be.
Yeah. Every time you make something, it's going right back in to make
Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah.
That's basically what I'm doing right now. Any extra money you have, I'm researching puts. I'm big on Pfizer going down next month. So
Really.
I I still don't understand this stuff, but the one I picked, if Pfizer goes down, so it basically is gambling.
Huh?
So like, you choose. I should not be explaining this. I don't know how this. I don't understand this stuff. But honestly, part of me wonders like if anybody does, because the people when you're like ask questions as a kid and you're like, how does gravity work? And they're like, when things are big, they pull together, and it's like
Doesn't make a
that's
lot of
it.
sense, Yeah.
Yeah, that it's like this is something I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about too, and he's like, we know how gravity works. Larger objects pull it, but it's like, no, how does that actually work? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
or when you're like, how does the economy work? And they're like, the people make money, goes around in a circle. It's simple, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
But it's not really like that. And
No.
yeah, honestly, yeah, gravity doesn't make any sense to me. How are there's
No.
the sun and there's all these planets, and the force of them trying to pull together is keeping them rotating around each other? That doesn't
Yeah,
make
it does
any
not make
sense.
any sense. Like if big things pull big things together, why aren't all the planets done crashed into each other by now?
Exactly. That's
If they're
why some
big
people think
things.
this is just like the earth is like stationary and the sun
Mhm.
just like moves around. You know what I mean?
Like flat Earth theory, kind of.
Yeah, basically.
Dang, what even is like the honest theory of flat Earth? Because nobody's ever really explained it to me, and I've never really researched it.
So
I
it's
need to.
basically Antarctica would just be a wall. Antarctica
Yeah,
isn't an island at the bottom, it's the wall all the way around the earth. And who knows
yeah,
what's outside of that.
outside the wall.
Yeah. So that's why we need to get to Antarctica where they don't allow you in because the Earth has actually never been circumnavigated north to south. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know this, but they don't let you in Antarctica. I don't know what's going on down there, but Hollow Earth, the wall, whatever it is, I think we should go figure it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be hard to do unless you have. Yeah. So first step, just gamble and just
Hmm.
slowly just crawl your way up. Just take big risks. Then once we're there, we pump up the coin, we make the movies, we build the country, then we get the drones and we start scanning for UFOs that are crashed. We reverse engineer that, and then we can go take Antarctica. And that,
Yeah. Or whatever's beyond.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because think about that. That's a great way to keep people in a country working for you. Is if you're like, yep, that's all there is. We're just on a
Yeah.
ball and you can't get off it. But if there was like, because that's what some people think is that we're on a what's the it's just like it just goes on. It's just land and it just goes on forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just the
Yeah.
earth and it just keeps going. And they don't let people pass that wall because everybody would leave and start making their own country and like keep
Dang.
exploring out there.
Yeah, and just keep going and keep building civilizations and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they don't want that because dang, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. That makes a
Because
lot of
because I
sense.
used to be like flat Earth, hollow Earth. Like, why would they try to cover that stuff up? Why would it matter? That's so stupid. But it's like, no, if you control the fundamental, um, like guidelines of how people think the world works, then you can control everything else pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
There's some greasy people out there, I'll tell you what.
Easy.
Yeah. Dang.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to remember what else I had because it's dang, there was so much good stuff last episode.
Yeah, I know.
Ah,
Just can't remember all of it, but I think we're doing good. And there's gotta be a good reason that that wasn't kept. There's got to be a
mhm.
good reason for somebody out there.
Yeah,
But
because I remember I got in recording, so I was like, oh, I'm so like if that one had gone away, like I don't know what I would do. That was great, and I feel
yeah,
like maybe, and then it did go away. And I was like, oh, and I
yeah,
feel like maybe that is just it really is something that was put there to test our faith in the vision.
yeah,
See if
yeah.
we would
Maybe
keep going.
they were trying to shut us down right then and there, right at the
Hmm.
start. They were trying to, right when we had all those ideas, they heard about them. They're like, yeah, they're on to something. But let's try and shut them down. Like, let's let's see if they actually care.
Exactly.
Once I have my mindset, you're not taking that away from me. That's
Hmm.
my mind. Like you can't take that away.
Keep going every week.
Yeah.
I think I need to have because part of what I see this is as like just to come up with like ideas and like make stuff happen. But like at the same time, I should be trying to like squeeze as much money out of the podcast as I can. So
Yeah.
I think we should probably I don't know like what length people are most likely to click on. It's something I've been thinking about. Or like if I should be
Yeah.
releasing like 5 minute, like do a long episode every week and then release like 5 minutes of something too, just to get an extra ad in there, you know?
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
Because at once we get to 40,000 a week, then that's basically the point where that'll cover all. That's a point where like jumps off from there.
Yeah.
You can quit your regular job and just focus on squeezing money out of everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that we get about 1 cent per listen. Right now we're about 52 cents. We just need to figure out like what if you can release like consistent every Sunday or something and promote it.
Yeah.
Figure out
bunch
what
of
length
listens.
people likes. But yeah. What else? We talk about January 6th again.
We could. I feel like
as long as you
we
don't
kinda-
make fun of it because it's serious. Because my parents died in January 6th.
I feel like we covered it pretty good last time, but we could
Yeah.
talk about it again just for the episode.
Just because it's such like an idyllic like thing that happened. Where I'm like, oh, whatever you want to think about it. Because I don't think about it in terms of like sides and politics. I just
Mhm.
see it in terms of like, I definitely want to climb up a wall and break into Nancy Pelosi's office. Like that's just
I definitely
fun,
want.
and I
I
want to be there.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to like. I definitely want to doodle on scratch paper with Nancy Pelosi's pen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I would have just liked to be there and just do stupid stuff,
Yeah.
hurt myself. I would want to hurt myself in the White House and then sue them for the White House being unsafe.
I want to. I want to get. I just want to get one of those Viking helmets.
Yeah,
Should I do that? Get a Viking helmet, wear it on the podcast?
yeah, and and some
I'm
like
trying to decide
chain
between
armor.
Viking helmet or yay mask.
Yeah,
If I just did the podcast with the fake face covering, so you don't, and it kind of
yeah,
adds like people would be more interested in it because there's be like, is it
yeah.
really
Who is
yay? Is it
this?
really wrong? Or is it a member of the Jewish media?
Yeah, yeah,
So
dang,
that could definitely make it more exciting.
yeah.
But
I feel like
yeah.
maybe some ideas would get a little bit crazier also if your face was covered, like
Mhm.
uh Lord of the Flies kind of shit, you know? You like when you
Uh,
wear the mask, all that.
mm,
Get a little more rowdy when you're wearing a mask.
yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, I remember I used to have a ninja mask as a kid. I don't remember what happened to that,
Dang.
but I will because that's one of my favorite things to do is just to run around in the dark.
Yeah.
And yeah. Ah. Hmm. Uh Trying to remember what else do I have? Um oh I'm announced we're gonna have hopefully we're gonna have Chris Nelter on the podcast.
Who's that?
I've played some clips of him before. I don't know if he
Uh,
would. I don't know if he would be okay with that, but I'm not. I'm not making fun of it. I just think it's just pure gold. The stuff he says. Ex Ankilla, he's like he he's the guy that he's a skier that does those
oh yeah.
lives that are like an hour long, and it'll just like talk to like 20
Yeah.
people and
Yeah.
just say wild shit. And that's like the point I'm trying to get to. But
Yeah.
yeah, he said he'll come on after Due Tour, but he was kind of like why do you want to talk to me at first? Like, are you or like are you trying to? Because a lot of people record his lives not out of because they appreciate it, but because they try to get footage of him saying the N word.
What?
Yeah, because that's the best. That's the best part. He's literally he said it before. He's like, I'm skiing's Kanye because he doesn't care. People will be like, say the N-word, and he'll be like, I only say it when I feel like it. But he will say it.
Nice.
And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then he'll just yell at other people in skiing, like like all these people like Andy Perry and everybody is like X8 Killer is a horrible person who does not belong here. And he'll just go on live and yell about him for like hours. And
Jeez.
it's pretty cool.
Sounds like a really smart person, like a
Yeah,
really
he's
good person.
a full-on. I feel like that's another great addition of a multi-genius and a patriot researcher, which he also
Yeah,
is. He uncovered, I'm gonna see if I can find this, but he was the first person who brought to my attention that Brittany Griner is actually a man.
really.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this. I need to find his story.
I did not know that.
Where he had the picture of it, but it's like, hmm. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll post it later or something for people to see, but
Yeah.
that was like when I saw that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't even know what to say about it, but pretty crazy stuff. Because that was just, I know other people said it, but not the best deal. That didn't make any sense. She went to Russia. She knows things are like super illegal over there.
Yeah, and
And
just like
then
takes like what was it, like a CBD or not, was it a CBD or a THC pen thing?
uh THC probably. Because
THC,
I
yeah.
figure CBD wouldn't be as big of a deal. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um but it's like there's probably hundreds of other US citizens over there that are it was all like a publicity thing. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Because that are in jail for that, and not to mention over here that are in for jail for that,
Yeah.
and then
Dang.
they free her in return for the merchant of death.
Yeah. Like the number one arms dealer ever.
Yeah,
How is that even
crazy.
possible? Dang.
But part of me wonders if it's just like all these countries are like maybe working together, and they're just
Mhm.
like, we need a war right now,
Maybe.
or people are gonna start acting up. Just
Yeah.
especially like that would help a lot with the economy and stuff, because that's
Yeah.
basically what props up if things go bad. If there's like a bad recession, there's really only two things that get you out of it, which is just underground drug markets and
Mhm.
wars.
Dang.
That's all that can pump up the economy like that, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah.
Because that's what, like, after whenever the big crash was and they started World War One or two, I think.
Yeah.
And then in 2008, like people think the only thing that kept the economy going was people buying drugs
Really.
and the and banks getting that cash influx.
That makes sense. I mean,
Like
you selling up drugs.
that was the tipping point that got it over. But yeah,
Huh. Maybe
um,
I'll have to look into that. Maybe we
yeah,
could do some of that.
hmm
A little something something here and there.
yeah,
Get the economy up and rolling for us.
hmm yeah, because that's I say everything in Atlantis too is legal,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
really, like, laws stop some of the population from doing hard drugs, but like it doesn't really, you know what I mean?
No, I feel like
Like
it. I feel like the majority, like It doesn't even stop the majority. It just
Yeah,
stops a little bit of people. You
yeah.
know,
And it's like it's so obvious. Like you
yeah,
go walk down through 6th Street where I
mhm,
go to find some homeless to get my nicotine.
yeah,
Um, it's like there's literally like people at like a nice it's so weird because there'll be people at like a nice restaurant or like club or whatever. And then
yeah.
there's people outside like buying rocks and
Dang.
stuff and like uh, I mean I saw somebody I don't know for sure what was in the pipe, but I don't know why you would just heat up the glass like that if you weren't I don't know what I'm not
Yeah.
I don't know what he was smoking. Maybe it was CBD, but I
Smoking
don't think
that,
it was. But it's
smoking
just
that
crazy.
rock.
Yeah, you see that like right outside of um yeah, like just right in public on the street. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
they can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, they
So it's like
yeah.
it's kind of like a waste of like expenses and like the war
Yeah,
on drugs probably wasn't for the good of the American people, but it was just kind of a facade to like serve some larger purpose of like the CIA being able to sell coke so they could fund the Contras. If
yeah.
anybody wants to go check out my speech on YouTube, just released on Spotify too. But yeah,
Dang. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. They want to like shut down like the private market of others so that they can keep their private market rolling. And they can be
hmm
the only ones to supply, cut
yeah,
out all the other suppliers. Because that's what any smart drug dealer is trying to do. They're trying to cut out other suppliers.
yeah. What
Dang.
are you doing in the White House if you ain't selling cocaine?
See, I just don't, I don't get what's so wrong with a little bit of Adderall up in you, some, here
Yeah,
and there, little sniffy of this and that. Well, you want to heat up the pipe, man. I mean, more power to you. Get some rock cooking in that son of a bitch. You know? You wanna tie one off behind a Kmart?
yeah.
More power
Look at
to
all the
you.
occasional occasional crack use in certain people seems to lead to positive effects. Obama, the Wolf of Wall
Yeah.
Street, probably other people too. That Canadian prime minister or whatever he was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dang.
But
Man.
yeah, Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson.
Boris
Yeah.
Johnson. I don't really know what his politics are. I don't care. I like the guy. His
Oh yeah. I think
haircut,
he's a good guy.
the traces of drugs they find in his
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like the Capitol bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, I remember
He's the
that.
best.
Yeah. I think we
Ah,
need more politicians like him that are just out
exactly.
about it. They're out of the closet with it. Because these politicians gotta be,
Yeah,
serving rock, heating up a pipe, tying one off every once in a while. At
because
least
that
this
was
guy's out of the closet about it.
yeah, and that's what we need too. Like
Yeah,
I'm sure they're giving some to Biden, but it's like, come on, you know
not
what Trump
enough.
was doing and it worked. Give him some Adderall
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because
Dang.
that was like it seems like a theory because like apparently Trump says he doesn't do any drugs, but there's like a lot of reports of him like doing Adderall. But I guess if you look at it like, yeah, this I'm prescribed, this is medicine. But yeah,
Yeah. Dang.
not all the
Uh
time, but occasionally, because you see some people where they're like, I need
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Because
Today.
also, if you depend on something, that makes you weak. If you're
Yeah.
like, I need to get 8 hours of sleep. I need to smoke a rock. I need to take a shower.
You don't
It's
need
like
anything.
that's weakness. Just
Yeah.
get up and go.
Yeah. Today I saw a couple of crackheads. I was downtown seeing
Mhm.
these two crackheads, and they were both wearing like uh, parka coats, you know, the ones with like the fuzzy hoods. They were both
Yeah.
wearing those, and they were like yelling at each other from a couple blocks away from each other. It was right by Jack in the Box,
Yeah.
and they're just yelling at each other, asking if they found anything, and then they walked up to each other and started running around my truck a little bit. Made me a little
Yeah.
nervous, you know. Had to make sure it was locked, but you know, they were just out there, just just in their little parkas with their hoods on, running
Mm,
around, yelling, causing mischief, and,
yeah.
you know,
That's
just
kind of the lifestyle some people
smoking
lead.
rock, man. Just
Hmm.
smoking rock and living life, you know? You know, what's so bad about that? What are they doing wrong, you know?
Yeah.
They're not
I
doing
mean,
anything wrong.
that's what the guy who designed what is going to be the capital of
Yeah,
Atlantis 2, you
yeah.
know?
He's not doing anything wrong, man. He's
Yeah.
out there smoking rock, making paintings.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the recreational use of rock.
Hmm. Nah, we don't want to encourage that in Atlantis too, but I just feel like making it illegal doesn't really stop it. Like
Yeah,
it only helps certain people to like get richer.
yeah.
So yeah.
Uh,
Obviously,
dang.
I'm not saying we're gonna. I mean, not what's the word? Not legalize everything, but decriminalize everything.
Yeah,
Ah, fuck it, legalize everything.
yeah. Might as well at that point. I
Yeah,
mean, if
because
it's already not illegal, you might as well just legalize.
also, yeah, there's a lot of cures. Like apparently, there's like a drug you can take. I forgot what it's called, but like if people do that can like get people off heroin if they do like ayahuasca a couple times and stuff. But
Yeah,
that's why they
what?
keep it illegal here is because they would just lose so much money if there was an instant like cure like that to get people unaddicted.
Dang. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What is that called?
I
Like,
feel like they were talking about ayahuasca or something like that,
huh?
which is basically like a type of DMT where you
Hmm.
like, yeah,
Uh,
we can cut this part out, but I've this is another interesting opportunity. Uh, DMT is probably like the easiest thing to make, and it's like 150. Actually, I don't know if that would work, but I was just thinking if you were going to sell drugs and make a lot of money quickly, DMT, it's like $150 a gram. It only takes like 0.3 grams. It helps people contact God and interdimensional beings. So
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. And if you just get like a couple pounds of the bark and you
Hmm.
boil it down, you could do that in a day and you could have like 50,000 worth.
Jeez.
I guess then you just have to figure out how to sell it because that's one thing I was trying to do. I was like, can we use the homeless? You know?
Hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I should start selling drugs. I got like 10 disposables and I was trying
Hmm.
to get rid of those down on, but it's like everybody that is homeless and smokes K2, they're not very dependable people.
Yeah,
Like
they're pretty
I
like
was
they're like
absolute
they're like pretty jittery people, like kind of
yeah.
unforgiving in a
Like
way,
there's this guy Trey who
Hmm.
and I think he's a good guy, right? But he's just been down there for 31 years, you know?
Dang. Yeah.
And so he gave me the 20 and then I was sure he was gonna come back and then he was like, go flood this motherfucker. And then I never saw him again. And
Dang.
yeah. But honestly, maybe not use another thing I'm thinking about is just using the homeless for content, you know?
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
like because Trey is one of the most entertaining people you'll ever see, you know?
really.
He's like, I'm just like a big kid out here. And he's like, when you down here, you gotta get live, man. You gotta loosen up a little bit. And then he'll just he basically he just harasses people. Like he's just yelling in the cars. It's like, I'm gonna need a boss. Somebody wipe tonight. Ha!
Nice.
He just yells shit like that. And then the other thing he does, which is really fun, is just basically plays off racial tensions. Like we were crossing the street, right? And there's this sign that says like Black Lives Matter everywhere. And we had that little hand up, like you're not supposed to walk. Homeless people don't care. They cross the street when they want to cross the street. So we walked across, and I was like, "Oh, are we going? Are we going?" And this is the thing I always get. I was like, "Are we supposed to? We can't walk out on the street like this." And we're like, "Don't worry about that. If someone hit you, we'll sue them." That's always their answer. It's like
nice.
that's just the way you got to think out there, I guess. But anyway, I was like, "Are we going?" The car stopped. He goes, and then he's like, "Black Lives Matter." and then we're walking down the street, and like there's this marathon guy, and he's like, he just makes people uncomfortable, basically, like because he thinks it's funny. But he's like, "Is it because I'm black and homeless?" and the guy's like, he's like, I don't care about anything like that, man. He's like, I'm just fucking around. He's like, how many? And I asked him about his race or whatever. But then we're walking down the street. This is the best one he had. He would just act like I just said the N-word. He's like, you cannot say that again, man. He's like, I can't believe you. And there's always some couple that like walks past and like people get scared. Like, I don't know how I would look at it if I was like the victim in that situation, like the outsider that's doing that. But when you're on the inside of the joke, it's pretty hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he said he was like, he was like, yeah, I don't do any of that hard shit. He's like, I smoke K2, and he's like, but I don't get crazy like that. I'm just me. But yeah, they're shifty and unpredictable. Like you see him out there just, but then and they're gone.
Yeah. Next thing you know,
it's a pretty crazy way of life.
Yeah.
Just
seems very entertaining. Like I would definitely at some point in my life, like I'm trying to do something like that. Get out on the streets, just live there for a little while. Be a little grimy, you know?
Yeah.
Be a little unpredictable.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have. I'll just cut out any parts that would be incriminating, but I don't know if I should have said his name, but I don't really think he would care. I need to try and get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
If I can, like maybe if I just get like a portable recorder and do it out there, you know?
Yeah, and then you could just like link up with
some of
him
them
and
have
record.
phones, but it'd still be hard to organize.
Yeah.
But that'd be great.
Yeah,
to
my
interview someone
phone
who lives like that.
My phone is gonna die soon. So maybe we can cut this one off, and then this weekend.
Yeah.
We can definitely this weekend, Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
We can get on another call, and that'll give us plenty of time to think of other stuff to talk about and other schemes. Stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe this weekend we can get we can get Anthony on it too. We can have like a group meeting about this,
Yeah.
All right. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. Everybody just remember, wake up and remember Atlantis 2 needs you.
Wake up. Just wake up and
just wake up in general.
Yeah, wake up and grab the day by the balls early in the morning.
Get highly caffeinated, get some nicotine, free your mind,
and
just continue to be an Atlantean and
wake up,
researcher.
Yeah, wake up unless you don't have to, unless you're already awake.
Exactly. That's another thing we should talk about: lucid dreaming. I've been trying
Oh
to lucid
boy.
dream, and once you harness that,
Yeah.
there's no
I'm gonna
limits.
have to I'm gonna have to do some research on that because
Hmm.
you know I've
This
I've
is
had
this.
my I've had my fair share of fever dreams, you know,
Hmm.
and that gets rowdy, you know,
Yeah,
because like when you're
you
having a
go
fever
like
dream,
this.
you can remember everything. Uh-huh.
If you can't, that's a good way to test. And if you just, I'm always forgetting, but if you can get into a pattern of testing and seeing if you can inhale with your nose closed off or exhale, and you're always testing that, pretty soon you'll start to do that in your dreams. And then once you do that and you realize, like I plug my nose if I dream and I realize I can breathe, then you realize you're dreaming and you can do anything.
Oh, dang.
That's how that works. Like in that movie where the guy at the top and he spins it and that's his test.
Hmm.
That's another thing you can do apparently. But
Huh.
yeah. Anyway, maybe
All right.
that can be one of the, I'll do some more research on that for the next one. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, stay
God
black,
bless.
America.
Amen.
Yeah.